What kind of evil person are you? I don't say it much, but this is why women deserve less. I knew he was a bum. That would piss me off. Hello, little enzymes. Good morning. The topic for today is going to be about, I've used wayward wives before, but I can't think of a better name that has alliteration, so we'll just use that. We only have 2 stories, but one is quite long, and they both have updates. And all of the links and everything will be included in the description. As always, let's go ahead and get into it. The first story is, I was told by my wife that she wants a break. I, 28 male, and my wife, 27 female, have been together for 7 years and married for almost 2. We have a beautiful 1-year-old, and I thought everything was perfect for us. It's been a rough week, but I was informed that she wanted a break between us. It came out of left field, and I was lost on what could have happened. She expressed that she needed space to think on what she wants to do and find herself again. Since I understand, me being the sole provider for our family, she had all the time at our home to take care of our kid while also making sure that she has the freedom to relax. She said she wasn't sure who she was anymore since her identity had changed from who she was to now being a mom. I understand that having a child is a very big moment, and also it's a dramatic change to our dynamic and relationship. She expressed that I have not met her needs, and she has no love nor feels happy with me anymore. Sheesh. I'm not her safe space, even though I have been trying so hard to provide and give love to both my child and my wife. Working 10 to 12 plus hours a day, and whenever I am home, whether I'm off or come home from work, I make sure to take care of our child so she does have her own time to do what she would like to do and have her own time, since being a stay-at-home mom is not easy. Noted, all the stuff we have isn't joint, and we don't have a house together and just an apartment. Ooh, this sounds like a tough situation. Sounds like she might need a little more help at home. If you're away from the house 10 to 12 hours a day, she pretty much has the kid all day, every day. Even though you get the kid a couple hours when you come home, that's not enough time for her to have free time. A couple hours at the end of the day, like, she's already tired, and that's not even enough time to really do anything. It sounds like she's overwhelmed. Maybe y'all can think about trying to get some help. Or shoot, maybe she can go ahead and get her a part-time job and then use that money to pay for some childcare, and that way she can get out of the house. But this arrangement doesn't sound sustainable, really. I don't know, maybe I'm making too harsh of a judgment. I don't have no kids, so I'll just keep reading. He says, she has been talking to a new friend group in a video game online recently, and this is way before she told me that she wanted to take a break from me. I noticed she has been talking to this new guy, and I seem to be concerned since they would talk all day and all night. Oh, okay. Well, that's what it is. It's clear now. He said I expressed my concerns regarding it, and she just said that he was like a brother to her. I trust my wife, and I didn't think that I would have to talk to this guy and let him know that she was married, because I trust her to know when to nip it in the bud if it comes to that. A day after being told she wants to take a break, I did my best to provide her the space so she can think about what she's feeling, but it looked to me that she just wanted to talk to this guy and her new friend group. I was told that her friend group and this guy knew she was married, and I did not want to think the worst case scenario. A few hours later, I was told by a good friend of mine that she has been oversharing about her needs, affection, and sexual, and saying that I did not meet her needs anymore, but mentioned that this guy she's been talking to could. Oh, sis in a full-blown affair. See, I was trying to have some sympathy for her, and I still do, because 2 things can be true. Taking care of a newborn is extremely hard. Having to be at home all day, every day with a baby is extremely hard. No time for yourself at all. That is true. At the same time, you don't need to be, if you have the energy to put into some new guy you met on a video game, you have energy to put into your husband. So that's where you lose me, sis. It's not making sense. And then you're telling other people that this new guy can meet your needs? That's just downright disrespectful. Come on, girl. She said that they have more compatibility even though she has never met him before in real life. I was devastated to hear that because I thought I did everything I could to make her happy, providing the home and food for our family. Okay, side note, that I appreciate his effort. I appreciate what he's doing for his family. I think some men lose the plot a little bit because yes, women want to be provided and cared for, but I think it would be beneficial to men to figure out what exactly that actually looks like for women. Because just basically paying bills and making sure they have something to eat, while that can be a part of feeling provided and cared for, I don't think that's the full picture of what many women actually need. And so, not blaming this on him, but just as a side note, it would be good to know the full picture. I'm just going to say that. He said, later that night, I checked call logs and texts from this guy, and to my surprise, they had been sending explicit messages towards each other and asking questions about each other sexually, and she was comparing me to him while on chat or phone call. She later found out that I found all this out and was sorry for her actions, but she still wants to talk to this guy. She said she was worried about his mental state after I caught them in the act. From the very beginning of the break, I felt like my feelings were never considered in the first place. I just have to focus on my child to get me through the times in my own home that I'm providing for, even though she's openly talking and video chatting with this guy. Wait. So she doing it in front of your face? Like, is she not waiting to at least till you at work? She doing it in front of your face? Why haven't you kicked her out? He probably can't, because who gonna take care of the kid? Dang. She being real disrespectful. He said, I know she's craving that attention since he is the one giving it to her, but doesn't think that me providing for our family is a show of love. That's what I'm saying, OP. Like, I'm sure she appreciates you providing and everything, but it doesn't stop there. Like, providing doesn't just mean monetary, like providing a safe space at home, providing emotional support, providing parental support. And not just you, like from her side too, there's things that she needs to be providing into the relationship. So I'm not putting it all on you, but I do think that a lot of times men think, oh, well, I'll just, throw her the money and I'll just go to work and make the check. And they think it just stops there, and it doesn't. But a lot of times that's what they know to do. They know how to work. They know how to make money. They maybe not always know how to be emotionally available. So they just default to what they know how to do, which isn't always enough to sustain a marriage. Anyway, he said, I want this marriage to work because I love her, even though she emotionally cheated and we have a child together, but it's so hard to find a will to keep trying if she's talking to this guy whenever I'm at work and when I come home from work. That is diabolical. Is it my fault that she's seeking this attention from someone else she's never met? And should I have done a better job showing her the love that she deserves? I regret any instance that she mentioned about me not showing her the love that she wants, and I'm willing to work on it and keep fighting for our marriage, but she has no reason or will to make it work because she does not believe that I will change. If we did go to marriage counseling, it wouldn't be beneficial for her since she does not see any love towards me and I'm not her safe space anymore. But this new guy is. She shows no will to make this work, and I understand no one is perfect, but I feel like any suggestion or action that I do towards this is for nothing. Dang. I mean, my suggestion obviously would be marriage counseling therapy, but it sounds like she's completely checked out. She should have, if she really did have issues with the marriage, she should have spoke up sooner. I don't know if she did. It doesn't mention that she did here, but if you're already at the point where you're participating in an emotional affair with some guy that you met on the internet to the point where you're calling and FaceTiming him with your husband at home, that's ultimate disrespect. And I'm trying to figure out what OP's deal is to where he's okay with this. How are you just okay with this and she just still at the home FaceTiming another man in front of your face? So yeah, ideally therapy. In their case, I don't know if there's any coming back from this, because it really just sounds like she wanna physically cheat too. The respect is not there. She's not willing to work on it. She's pretty much checked out. Like, I don't know if there's anything he can do. Somebody said it's not going to work. Not only has she cheated on you, but she clearly doesn't want you anymore. I'd suggest gathering information and seeing if you could keep the house and the child as you're the provider. Not saying to leave her on the street, but hopefully her new guy can take her in. You seem like an amazing father and husband, and you deserve so much better. I can't make a determination on if he's an amazing father and husband, but I will agree that he deserves so much better. No one deserves to be treated like this at all. Someone else said, thankfully, they rent and don't share assets. She also doesn't seem interested in being a mom. Divorce and determining custody shouldn't be too difficult. Another comment said, she asked for a break and said she doesn't love you anymore. This is before you even found out about the emotional cheating. She has checked out. I know you want to save the marriage. I know you are worried about your child, but being her jailer and or always worrying you are not good enough is not fair to you or her. To be honest, I think you should serve her divorce papers as a wake-up call. She could have talked to you. She could have opened up to you. She did this. She chose to talk to the guy. You deserve better. I completely agree with this comment. So there was an update one day later. He said, I honestly didn't think this would get lots of comments and views. I'm also surprised on how often this happens and how big the internet really is. Thank you for your time to read what I've been feeling. No, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Far from it. And there are faults that I have to work on to be a better partner in the future. I understand that only providing isn't the only thing while raising a child and keeping a family together. So I guess other people had the same comment as me. He said, there are many instances where I wish I did more and should have done more so she would feel special and chaste like she wanted. There's only so much that people can do, and I see that she was just looking for the missing attention that I wasn't giving to her. Unfortunately, she has a mindset that I'm not going to change, or I don't have it in me to meet her needs, and she does not see any romantic feelings for me. This is tough. It sounds like there are some things that could have been done better on both sides. But even so, that does not excuse her cheating. Yeah. He said, at this point, like many people mentioned, there's only so much I can do, but I need to focus on my child's safety and living. I have to stand up and show her that if that's what she wants, then so be it. Unfortunately, that means we weren't meant to be, but that doesn't erase all the good memories we had together throughout the years. My main priority is our child and my well-being. If I can't keep my head up and have the respect for myself, then how can I be there for the kid? Also went gray rock and just solely ask for updates regarding the child whenever I'm at work. I got reduced hours so I can work 8 to 9, depending if I stay longer for customers, sales. I've gotten into contact with a few lawyers and I'm going to be calling them for questions as to what to expect and for them to provide more guidance. I will keep you guys updated if this is still interesting to you guys. Thank you for your comments and also sincere apologies that I'm going through this. PSA, for everyone's thoughts, yes, I have screenshots of messages and call logs, such as timestamps and also the duration of the calls. Call logs, I always have access since I'm the main account holder for our phone plan. They're still calling and video chatting, so I'm just racking it up so I have more evidence. Messages are obviously explicit and concerning. I haven't read all of them, but since the first time I checked her phone, she changed the passcode, obviously, so I'm just relying on messages on Discord on her computer. I knew it was Discord. When he said she was talking to somebody online, I was thinking, I bet it's on Discord. I haven't heard anything good happening over on Discord, unless it's like about trading, like stock trading. Anything other than that, It don't seem to be good over there on that app. He said, so whenever I get a chance to, then I'll snoop till I feel like I have enough. And yes, her family knows the whole situation and does not understand why this is happening or why she's so willing to go for this dude. Now she's trying to justify her cheating by saying that I cheated due to her giving me a mark that she does not remember giving. It's odd for me to be doing dishes at 5 a.m. if I wake up early due to taking care of our kid. If they wake up early, what? Bro, what are you talking about? I guess she was questioning him for doing dishes early in the morning because the kid woke up and he just decided to do it. I don't know. He also says it just shows another example about how she doesn't want to take accountability for her actions and is shifting the blame. I'm 100% open to taking a polygraph at this point just to prove her wrong and make her realize what she's doing or thinking. Some more comments. Someone said, if you work so many hours, I don't know how you can spend more time with her if she doesn't want to work, so both parents are able to have their free time for the family. I don't see how it can work. I'm glad you made up your mind. That was one of my suggestions. If she were to get a job, then they can have childcare so she won't be so stressed. But then also, as an added bonus, there'll be more income coming to the house so he doesn't have to work so much. Then they can have more time together. You have to, there has to be some sort of balance. If he doesn't make enough without working super long hours, but you also want him to be at home and present, you can't. I mean, aside from him getting a higher paying job where he works less hours, which maybe he don't have the qualifications for or whatever, and if he's at work all day, how's he gonna have time to apply for a job? Something gotta give, because guarantee this new guy, he seems all, fine and well and alluring and stuff, but first of all, why does he have the capacity to be online chatting you up all day? Does he have a job? What is he gonna be able to do for you? So you're gonna go from a hardworking man to a bum who sits on Discord all day chatting up females? Okay. I'm just saying, the grass always seems greener on the other side. But as I've seen in a quote once, the grass is green where you water it. Someone else said, she is just using him as a doormat in an easy life. Another person, her mindset of you not being able to change is just a way for her to shift blame and excuse her avoidance and wandering eye. It's more an excuse for her than you, by the way. That's what she was telling herself every time she slid further down that slippery slope of choosing a stranger off the internet over her marriage and family. Yeah, no one's perfect, and being new parents is hard and life-changing, but you weren't out having an affair and blaming your unhappiness on your spouse without first addressing it and how much of an issue it was becoming. Sorry you're going through this, and I wish for health and happiness for you and your son. Update 4 days later. A lot happened since the last update, but I started to focus on my well-being and mental state, along with making sure my child has the love and attention she deserves. I came back home from the gym, showered, and started spending time with the kid, and my soon-to-be ex-wife decides to go and leave her computer unattended. I was already being dragged in her friend group, and I noticed a few messages that were being sent on her phone, but it's linked to her computer. And it was just a lot of hateful messages saying that I'm trying too hard to win her back, said that I went to therapy, that I'm trying so hard that it's cringe. This lady is evil. This lady is evil. Bro, she gonna have a rude awakening. I just know it. Like I said, the grass always seems greener on the other side. She clearly is checked out, and doesn't respect her husband at all, is essentially making fun of him to all her friends. Her friends are terrible people because they're obviously not checking her on what she's doing. And she's gonna be in for a rude awakening when he finally files for that divorce and she's free to go for her Discord bum, and it's not what she thinks it is, and she's gonna be trying to crawl back to OP because he's fully providing. Yeah, he may not be emotionally available, he may be not, be home as much, but these are things that can be fixed. These are things that can be worked through. You're laughing at him because he's going to therapy and going to the gym. What kind of evil person are you? What? He's trying to be a better person for you and trying to quote unquote win you back and make the relationship better, and you're making fun of him in your group chat? I don't say it much, but this is why women deserve less. Some women, obviously. Everything has a qualifier, but sis is evil. So yeah, he said in her group chat, she was talking about how he's trying so hard and it's cringe, purposefully saying that she's ignoring me because she doesn't want to be involved with me and just keeps laughing about what I'm doing. Even though I'm not doing all of this for her, I accepted the fact that I need to move on and just be the best dad for our child and learn to co-parent. For her to act civil to me, but in reality, talk crap about me to all her friends and the guy she's still in contact with, and referring to me as her ex, I blew up. She asked me, what does everyone think is going to happen? That right there told me she's only going to therapy and counseling just to check it off. There was no saving to begin with. I told her that if she wants to leave so bad and be with this dude, go ahead and leave. You chose to step out of this marriage and family. I told her she has until the end of February to get out and the baby is staying here. She asked if she can visit and see her kid, and I said, yes, you're her mother, but let me know when you want to see her. I'm not preventing you from seeing your kid. I want her to know that at the end of the day, you're her mother and I'm her father. She agreed and said she'll be out of my hair as soon as she can. Note, this all happened while she was on the phone with the new babe. Bro, has she no shame? I want her life to be terrible. I want her life to be terrible with the new man. I hope the update said, I hope she has a worse time with the new man. I really do. I really do. He said, so yeah, that's the update. Not trying to be a doormat, but enough is enough. Still getting in contact with lawyers, but it seems like she's just willing to let it go to the point where I don't need one, but I will still do my due diligence to protect myself and our child. And then another update, she's leaving next week and still headfirst on being with this other dude. She had the audacity to ask me if she can get birth control through my insurance, and I declined because the main reason for it is so she can do whatever she wants with this dude. He's trying to get his own place so she can move in, and she's driving all the way there. He don't even got his own place. I knew he was a bum. Any man that can chat you up all day, there's not any 8-hour block in the day where the communication is intermittent, suggesting that you're out doing something productive in society, making some money, working, doing something with your life. You just on Discord all day with me. That's not attractive. That is bum behavior. And so he continues, it's still a wild situation, but we are in agreement with this situation regarding our child. Divorce papers are written and filed, so is the custody agreement we agreed upon. Everyone in the family is just disappointed and frustrated at the situation. However, there's only so much that we can do, and she's not willing to listen to anyone besides her new dude and her friend group. Either way, I hope she finds happiness with him, but if it goes south, she's not coming back. Period. Do not let that girl back in your house. Someone said, get a lawyer, let her leave the house, and do not contact her whatsoever after she leaves. Don't call her to come see her kid. Don't call her for anything. Tell her that all contact is to go through text or email and nothing else. It's gonna help when it comes to gaining full custody in the divorce. Get on that divorce quickly. Don't waste any more time that you absolutely have to. Again, this will help you greatly. It will allow you to take advantage of her current mood. Believe me, I was there. Don't mess around. Handle business quickly and without consideration for her. Man, I'm sorry, OP. This is terrible. Dang, he doesn't have any more updates. I want her life to burn to the ground. Like, I want to hear the most negative update on her behalf that I can hear. I want to hear that she got knocked up and the guy left her. He didn't have a place, so they staying in his mom's basement in the hood. She's so evil. Like, I just want her to get her karma, bro. She's so evil. Hopefully we can get an update from that story, but an additional update. But until then, we'll just go to the next story. This one says, am I the a-hole for just refusing to cook for my wife at this point? I am 39 and male. My wife, Jennifer, is 37. We have been married for 8 years and we have 2 children. I work full-time and Jennifer is a stay-at-home mom. She's a wonderful mother to our children, but one thing that she does not like to do is cook. This works out fine for me as I generally get off work by 4:30 and I happen to be a phenomenal cook. My father was a chef and I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. I also worked as a line cook for several years. Virtually everyone loves my cooking. When we have company, it gets rave reviews. Our children always ask for seconds. I put a lot into it and I take pride in my cooking skills. The only person who doesn't like it is Jennifer. She complains endlessly, too salty, too much pepper, this is undercooked. She also is a backseat cook a lot, where I will be in the kitchen making something and she won't shut up about what I should be doing differently. The worst part, though, is that she'll frequently insult my cooking and then go get garbage like a Hot Pocket or a frozen dinner from the freezer. That would piss me off. Because why are you even, is it jealousy? Are you jealous? Because everybody else likes my cooking. OP's father was a chef and they worked as a line cook. They know how to cook. It's giving the wife is jealous that she don't know how to cook. So she takes every opportunity to put him down about his skills because she's insecure, which is crazy. Then you have the audacity to go get a freaking Hot Pocket. That's a slap in the face. I wouldn't cook her nothing else for the rest of her godforsaken life. He said, last Wednesday I made Salisbury steaks with mushroom gravy, cream cheese, mashed potatoes, and roasted asparagus. When I put Jennifer's plate in front of her, she made a disgusted face. She poked at her Salisbury steak for a few seconds and took the tiniest bite imaginable. She then made an exaggerated retching sound, dramatically threw her fork on the plate, and went to heat up a microwave burrito. This girl is a child. This woman is a child. Opie said, I just snapped. I didn't say anything at the time because our children were there, but I was completely done. The next day, I made teriyaki bowls with broccoli. Jennifer sat at the table waiting for hers, and I informed her that I was done cooking for her. When she asked why, I told her it's a waste of food and that she should just go have a Hot Pocket. Period. Or, if you want, you can crank up the stove your dang self. Go cook yourself some food, because mine is just so abhorrent to you. He said Jennifer is furious that I won't cook for her, and she says that instead of giving up, I should try a bit harder. I think she should just subsist on whatever microwavable slop she likes and stop complaining. Now that is a word I have not heard before. Subsist. Maintain or support oneself, especially at a minimal level. I like that word. Subsist. It's like insist, but subsist. Anyway, he said, did I escalate too much here? Edit, thank you for the comments. Unfortunately, people are sending me harassment through private messages, and many of these people come from the same community that has cross-posted this multiple times. I'm going to abandon this Reddit account, although in the unlikely scenario that I post an update, I may use it again. I'm just exhausted from reading comments about how I'm supposedly a terrible father for not making the right food for my children, and how my wife must be right about my cooking. I am no longer reading responses, and people on Reddit are just insufferable. Anyway, some of the comments said, not the a-hole. Did you marry a 5-year-old? She behaved like a child. If you are not willing to do something, you don't get to complain about the people that do. In my house, whoever is cooking makes what they make, and everybody else shuts the heck up and eats it. If you honestly can't eat it for some reason, you thank the person for making the meal and then make yourself something quietly and politely. Another comment, I don't think there's anything wrong with the food to her. She just likes being an a-hole about something that OP is clearly passionate about. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting the vibe that the wife is an op. It's giving like jealousy. It's giving like, I need to keep you humbled so you don't think too highly of yourself. Like something is wrong with her. Someone else said, not the a-hole. The retching sound and throwing of the fork deserves the cutoff without any other discussion, as you are still cooking for the kids, and because your kids should know that that kind of rudeness is not acceptable and comes with reasonable consequences. That's another good point. She being a bad example for her kids, sitting there acting like a child at the dinner table, making retching sounds. As a grown 37-year-old woman, really be for real, Jennifer. Come on now. Update 6 weeks later. He said, about a month ago, I posted here about something that happened over dinner one night. My wife, Jennifer, literally retched at my cooking despite taking the tiniest bite imaginable. After that, I refused to cook for her, which made her very angry. It was this bizarre disconnect between her thinking my food was trash and not fit for a compost bin, but her demanding that I continue making it for her anyway. I was hesitant to update because, for some reason, beyond my understanding, I received about a dozen hate-filled direct messages after my last post. They were all being sent from users of a parody community of this. I have no idea what I did to make so many people upset, but a lot of people have asked me for an update, so I figured I'd give one. Anyway, the last month has really been eye-opening for me. I had long ago noticed that Jennifer was highly critical of my cooking, but over this time, I've come to realize that she's really critical of just about everything that I do. For example, 2 weeks ago, I was walking outside with her. I'm pigeon-toed and have been since I was a baby, although it's a lot better now. Jennifer asked why I was walking with my toes slightly pointed in, and when I explained to her that I'm pigeon-toed, she responded in an exasperated tone, "Why don't you just try walking with your feet straight?" She doesn't respect you, bro. She doesn't like you. She doesn't respect you. She resents you for some reason. Your mere existence is just annoying to her. I don't know, is she feeling trapped in this marriage? I don't know what it is. But why does she continue to be there when clearly she don't want to be there? She would piss me off. Ooh, child. He said, yes, thank you. My literal bone issue was just magically cured by your advice. I never realized that the problem to something I have suffered from for nearly 40 years was staring me right in the face. At least now I know if I ever get cancer, I can just get rid of it by deciding not to have cancer. You see, I never really noticed how critical she is towards me on virtually everything I do. She's just more forward about my cooking. For example, when she walks into my home office, she always scrunches up her face in this really displeased way. I don't think she likes the interior, which I designed, because she wants nothing but white and gray in every room in the house. Whenever I try to do the laundry, she'll hear me opening the washing machine door and beeline over to backseat me through the whole process. This is coming from a woman who once ruined a $1,500 suit of mine because she thought bleach would be the perfect stain remover, by the way. When I was explaining an issue I had with my colleague to her, she took my colleague's side, despite her being objectively in the wrong from an industry standpoint. My wife was adamant, though. I must have been the one to screw things up. I'm honestly just exhausted. The criticism of my cooking was the worst, yes, but it really just overshadowed everything else she's always found fault with me on. I tried to have a conversation with her, and naturally she denied doing anything of the sort, denied ever being rude to me, and even denied retching at my food. She actually tried to gaslight me here. She kept asking me questions like, when did I do that? Tell me the date. Oh, they always want you to say the date. She must be a narcissist. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but she's really starting to sound like it. He said, then she called me a hypocrite for being critical of her, hijacked the conversation, and eventually stonewalled me. I've come to realize that I don't really like my wife anymore. She's just such a negative person. It makes me sad, but in the next few days, I'm going to ask her for a divorce. She's not going to like it, but I've come to realize that when she walks into a room I'm in, I get anxious about what she's going to say to me. Thank you for all your comments. I also apologize if this was long-winded. My marriage is falling apart and I'm not in the best headspace right now. Dang. Somebody said, don't ask for a divorce, dude. Just see a lawyer to draw up the papers and have her served. She doesn't deserve your consideration at this point. I agree. Sis sounds like an op. I don't know what her deal is, but I mean, I try to see if people can try to work things out, but these two stories we read today, it's not looking good. It's not looking salvageable. Someone said, sorry to hijack top comment, but talk to a divorce lawyer before you talk to your wife. Can't say this enough. Divorce lawyer will tell you exactly what you should and shouldn't say and do after dropping the bombshell. For example, don't leave the house, don't sleep elsewhere, don't in any way stop spending time with kids, don't abandon any parental duties. Depending on the finances involved, it might be cheaper to buy her a month-long vacation in Hawaii to get her out of the house and establish yourself as primary parent than to go through a custody or housing battle. Talk to a lawyer first. I think that's some great advice. Unfortunately, this poor guy was getting berated and harassed in his private messages for whatever reason. So he said he wasn't going to do an update. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see any additional update yet. The wife clearly hates him though. Like, it's very clear. I'm glad he's getting a divorce because I wouldn't be sticking around for that. So that is the last main read of the video today. We will be going to our palate cleanser, but before we do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are almost at 7,500 subscribers. By the end of this month, I want to try to see if we can get to 10,000. That is the goal. So tell your mama and them to subscribe to the channel. And let's go ahead and watch this palate cleanser. So this is from the Made Me Smile subreddit. It says, this is how you make a resilient human being. Well done, kiddo. Basically, it's this, I'm assuming karate class. And this little kid is trying to break a board with his foot, but he keeps trying and he's not getting it. So his teammates are like hyping him up. Finally, he's able to do it. And everybody is like so happy for him. I'm just gonna go ahead and play the full clip.
Down fast. Hard and fast. Let's go, boy. Don't fall. You gotta stay on your feet. Come on.
Phoenix, go straight through.
Hey, back up. Make it fighting sense. Go. Now hit hard. Hit with the heel.
Come on, Phoenix.
Hit with the heel. You're not listening. Hit it with the heel. Yes, you can.
Starts crying.
Come on. Yes, you can do it, but you gotta do it. You
can't do it.
You have to hit it hard, though. You cannot hit it light. You have to hit it hard. Go. That's not hard. You touch it.
He finally got it. I love that they did it. Like, I am one that I don't believe in like, oh, you know, you shouldn't baby kids too much. You shouldn't hold them too much. They'll get spoiled. I think that's dumb. Like, so you want to teach your kid anxious attachment from an early age? I don't know. I just think that's stupid. It's like some kind of myth that was made up for whatever reason. Like, you should let the baby cry it out, et cetera, all these things. I don't agree with that. But in this situation, like, he could do it and the instructor knew that he could do it. He just needed to like believe in himself, basically. So even though he was crying and like it sucks to see a kid crying, the fact that he like kept persevering to do it and he was able to do it, now he has more confidence in himself for next time, that he knows like, even though he thinks he might not be able to do it, if he really tap in for real, he could do anything. And he broke that board. And then all his classmates cheering him on and like celebrating with him. Just a beautiful moment. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.